What's up, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to Real Talk. I'm your teacher and host, Sterling, and we're getting into the English speaking skills, verb conjugation, week 34, page 80. Let's do it. 112. Look at this guy. All right, what is he doing? All right, so specifically, he's wiping his forehead with his towel. I'm not in a towel, his tie. But in general, he's worrying. Okay, I picked up the general one. He's worrying. Tend to. He tends to worry. He tends to worry. Often. He often worries. He often worries. All week. He worried all week. He worried all week. Now. He's worrying now. He's worrying now. Probably. He's probably gonna worry. He's probably gonna worry. Questions and answers for worry. Number 1. What does he tend to do? He tends to worry. What does he often do? He often worries. What did he do all week? He worried all week. What is he doing now? He's worrying now. What is he probably gonna do? He's probably gonna worry. Number 113. This sad girl. What is she doing? This is easy. She's crying. Hating. She hates crying. She hates crying. Rarely. She rarely cries. She rarely cries. Because she saw a sad movie. She cried because she saw a sad movie. She cried because she saw a sad movie. Now. She's crying now. She's crying now. And if one see the ending, so if she sees the ending, she's going to cry if she sees the ending. She's going to cry if she sees the ending. So the ending of a movie, right? Like, she's going to cry if she sees the ending. Cry. Questions and answers. Number 1. What does she hate doing? She hates crying. What does she rarely do? She rarely cries. What does she do because she saw a sad movie? She cried because she saw a sad movie. What is she doing now? She's crying now. What is she gonna do if she sees the ending? She's gonna cry if she sees the ending. 114 is a sad one today. Okay, this guy, he got the flowers on the bench. And looks like, and this happened to all of us, I'm sure. I know it's happened to me a couple times. He got stood up. So his date is not coming. He was waiting. It was not coming. Surprised at ing. He's surprised at getting stood up. He's surprised at getting stood up. Never. He never gets stood up. He never gets stood up. This is the first time, right? Did. He got stood up. He got stood up. Present continuous. He's getting stood up. I guess you could say that. Like, he's getting stood up, but I can't really think of a situation where you would say that sentence. Unless it's like something you think is going to happen to you. So that's more of present continuous for the future. We'll get into that in a more advanced grammar structure, but on to the next one. Okay. Be going to. He's going to get stood up. he's gonna get stood up. All right, 114, get stood up. The questions are going to be rare because you can't really ask questions for get plus I call it verb 3. Some people call it present perfect. It depends on how you use it, but get stood is in its verb 3 form, and then up. So get stood up is strange to ask questions. Okay, so number 1, there's no question. But please repeat the sentence. He's surprised at getting stood up. He's surprised at getting stood up. Number 2 as well, no question. Okay. He never gets stood up. He never gets stood up. Number 3, that one is a question. What happened? He got stood up. Number 4, again, there's no present continuous. And number 5, what is going to happen? He's going to get stood up. So, for example, number 1, you could say, what is he surprised at happening? But when would you ever say that? And number 2, what never happens? Like what never happens? Like you wouldn't say that, so I've excluded it. All right, and then of course you have to say happen because something happened to him. That's the whole point of using the word get. When something happens to you, you use get or be. So also, of course, I was stood up, or he never is stood up. All right, let me go through all those 1, 2, 3, and 5. If it's B, it's he's surprised at being stood up. Number 2 is he never is stood up. Number 3 is he was stood up. And number 5 is he was going to get he is going to be stood up. He is going to be stood up. On to the next one. So other verbs, these are just the feelings again. So carried away, which word do you think goes there? It's get. You get carried away. So I got carried away, I'm sorry, so you're overly emotional is getting carried away. Next one is down. Down is a feeling. You feel down, and you can also calm down. Now these are 2 different meanings. Okay, feeling down just means that you're not feeling good. You're feeling sad or depressed. I'm feeling down today. Calm down means it's a good thing because maybe you're overly excited or angry, so you calm down. And it together. It together is, again, get it together. Get it together is when you're overly emotional again. It's basically the same as calming down. Get it together, man. Come on, man, get it together. Like that. Sorry for someone. Feel sorry for someone. So when you feel sorry for someone, of course you can say, oh, I'm sorry, but it's more like something bad happened to the person, and you're like, oh, poor guy or poor lady. So you say, feel sorry. I feel sorry for him, or I feel sorry for her. My dog died. I feel sorry for you. Quiz time. You guys ready? I'll ask you the question. You answer within 5 seconds. Here we go. What happened? He got stood up. What does he tend to do? He tends to worry. What does she rarely do? She rarely cries. What does he often do? He He often worries. What did he do all week? What did he do all week? He worried all week. What does she hate doing? She hates crying. What is going to happen? He's going to get stood up. What is she doing now? She's crying now. What happened? He got stood up. And we're done today. This was a sad one, guys, but sometimes you gotta get sad, you know? Sometimes something happens to you. Check you guys on the next one, all right? Keep studying. Peace.